All right, I have an update for you on the illegal alien who killed a 7-year-old girl down by Houston while drunk driving. He had an ice hold which was lifted. Let's check it out.
Well, tonight we're learning that a man accused of killing a 7-year-old girl while driving intoxicated last week was let off of an immigration hold just a few months before the tragedy. Fox 26's Abigail Dye joins us live with these new developments.
Sherman, the suspect is a non-U.S. citizen, we're told a Venezuelan national, and with his criminal history here in Harris County, the big question is, should he have been out of custody when this tragedy happened? Should he have even been in the U.S.? The death of 7-year-old Ivory Smith made headlines fast.
He's taking her away from us. We wasn't ready. She's 7.
On December 1st, the second grader was killed in a crash that sent her mom, the driver, to the hospital for nearly a week. Investigators saying Joel Enrique Gonzalez Chacin is to blame for running a red light while intoxicated.
If he wasn't out drinking and driving, she would be with us right now and we wouldn't be at court.
We told you how Chacin was put on an immigration hold.
Yes, so currently the bond amount is at $150,000. The reason that is he has an ICE hit, so if he is to make that bond, he has to deal with the immigration side as well. That is not likely to be made.
And now we've learned this isn't the first time he's been on an ICE hold. Records show earlier this year he was arrested for assaulting a family member.
And he was taken into custody in June. There was immediately an ICE hold placed on him. I mean, he couldn't bond out.
The felony was dropped to a misdemeanor, and he was sentenced to 113 days in jail.
And the reason it was 113 days because that was the time he had already served. So basically, he just pled guilty and walked out the door because the ICE hold was lifted.
That's ridiculous. Had the ice hold not been lifted, this young girl would still be here right before Christmas. It's very sad this happened at this time of the year. The family has to deal with a lot right now.
The day he pled guilty.
I reached out to ICE Houston to ask why that initial hold was lifted. They told me that Chacin is a Venezuelan national and some information on his current hold, but didn't disclose anything on the June hold due to privacy regulations.
Or why was that hold lifted when he discharged his sentence? If they had kept that hold on him, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. You had a 7-year-old girl that would be alive today, and you had a mother that wouldn't be seriously injured.
And those questions still remain. Now, Ivory's mom, Christina, she is out of the hospital. She was released on Friday, but she still has a long road to recovery, according to the family. They sent me a lengthy statement tonight saying, in part, what's even more troubling is the fact that this individual was released after being detained earlier this year, only to find themselves back in custody after causing irreparable harm. Why do we have holds in place if they fail to keep dangerous individuals off the street? You can read that full statement and the response that I got from ICE Houston if you click on this story on fox26houston.com. Reporting live.
Yes, I will leave this link in the description box below so you can check the response from the family yourself. But I want to get to what ICE said, what ICE Houston had to say about this. It says ICE Houston provided some more background on ICE detainers, blows what they sent. As part of its mission to identify and arrest removable non-citizens, ICE ERO lodges immigration detainers against non-citizens who have been arrested for criminal activity and taken into custody by state and local law enforcement. An immigration detainer is a request from ICE to state or local law enforcement agencies to notify ICE as early as possible before the removal of a non-citizen is released from their custody. Detainers request that state or local law enforcement agencies maintain custody of the non-citizen for a period of not to exceed 48 hours beyond the time the individual would otherwise be released, allowing ERO to assume custody for removal purposes in accordance with federal law. Detainers are critical public safety tools because they focus enforcement resources on removable non-citizens who have been arrested for criminal activity. Detainers increase the safety of all parties involved, ERO personnel, law enforcement officials, removable non-citizens, and the public by allowing an arrest to be made in a secure and controlled custodial setting as opposed to at large within the community. Since detainers result in the direct transfer of a non-citizen from state or local custody to ERO custody, They also minimize the potential that an individual will reoffend. Additionally, detainers conserve scarce government resources by allowing Eero to take criminal non-citizens to custody directly rather than expending resources locating these individuals at large. So yes, they take them right. They get notified by the local police department. Hey, this person's about to be released. Come get them. It's better than letting them get out of jail, reoffend, and then there you go, more tragedy. So these ICE detainers are very good. They can be very effective, but for some reason, it was lifted. It was lifted, and look what happened. And it's sad because this family's dealing with a lot, and it's the holidays. It's Christmas time, and now this 7-year-old girl is not this mother does not have her 7-year-old daughter with her. She's planning a funeral. She's recovering physically because of this accident, because of this maniac who's not been in the country anyway. So you're dealing with two things at once. You had somebody drunk driving, and you had someone who was not in the country illegally doing that. So it's like you have two things that could have been prevented right there, which led to this. We need stricter laws here in Texas. The family member of this young girl says we need stricter penalties, and I agree. Longer jail sentences, harsher penalties for people who drunk drive, no matter if you're illegal or not. So we need to do something about this here in the state of Texas. Maybe we could contact our legislators and push for some laws to be some stricter laws. Contact Governor Abbott, contact your local state House representative, your senator here in the state of Texas, your state senator, I should say, and see if some changes can be made, because this is a tragedy. People are drunk driving, running lights. It's scary. So yeah, I'm going to leave that right there. I just want to give you an update on that situation. Like and subscribe. See you next time. Thank you. Take care.